What is up everyone, this is Dragon Ball Media, and today I'm going to be starting a new series that's actually pretty popular amongst Dragon Ball channels, and that is my new What If series. We're going to be uncovering situations throughout the Dragon Ball series that could have been altered if something else were to happen. And today we're starting off episode 1 of the series with What If Broly was in the Tournament of Power? Now for starters, the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was one of the prime reasons Broly became canon in the first place. Before that, he wasn't necessarily canon because, he only really appeared in movies that wasn't a part of any sort of manga related. With the Tournament of Power happening before the Broly movie, however, it probably wasn't possible or even a thought to have him join. But this is a what if series, so everything's hypothetical anyways. So what if Broly did actually join the Tournament of Power? Well, we'd assume he'd be on Goku's team since they do share the same universe, that being 7. But how would he act with his fellow teammates? After all, going by the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie timeline, Goku and Vegeta first meet Broly on Earth with Frieza. Right after Frieza tells Broly and Paragus, Broly's dad, that Vegeta's dad threw them off of planet Vegeta, which subsequently makes Broly incredibly furious and attacks them. You see, Broly was essentially raised on revenge. In the Broly movie, King Vegeta knew he was stronger than his son Vegeta, so he banished him to planet Vampa. So already Broly has a bad taste for Vegeta's father, which could lead him to have a hatred for Vegeta and potentially even Goku. But let's assume that isn't the case. I mean, if that were to be, however, I'd assume Goku and Vegeta would hash things out in a practice fighting match to square things up before the Tournament of Power. So it's safe to assume that after that happened, Broly wouldn't have that big of a problem. Even though he was raised on hate and revenge, that's how he became so powerful in the first place, I feel like it wouldn't become that big of a deal after they squashed their beef. After all, they sort of, became friends at the end of the Broly movie, so Broly doesn't have a complete hatred for either of them. Now that we covered how he would act with his teammates, let's talk about who would be the one to leave the team for him. So for starters, let's assume Goku had his full team already picked out like he did before. Then Majin Buu falls asleep and they become desperate, trying to muster a last-ditch choice. I do believe Frieza would be the one left out, as Beerus along with Dende could potentially sense his power and find out where he was. I think that would be the ideal way it would go down. Then Goku wouldn't have to be so desperate as to choose a villain that has killed members of the team in the past. So Broly would definitely take Frieza's place over the others. So now that we made it all the way to him joining the team officially, how would he act within the battles? Well, there's two things that can hinder his attitude in fights, and those two things drastically say a lot about whether Broly would be aggressive from the start or relaxed and overly confident. The aggressive side would be because, well, he's a Saiyan. Saiyans are very cocky and, believe they could take on the world. Just like Vegeta and Goku did most of the beginning of the tournament, they wanted to outdo one another, so teamwork wasn't really feasible. So it's safe to assume that Broly, also being a Saiyan, would try to outmatch Goku and Vegeta and use little to no teamwork throughout the tournament. Now, he could also be a confident, relaxed fighter as well. After all, where he gets his power and backstory from is a lot like Jiren's, in that the people close to him were betrayed or killed off, and he was forced to pretty much train himself. So it's almost like he would be Jiren in a sense, only battling people that pose an actual threat, or just hold off from battling anyone until the very end when only the good fighters are left. There is, however, another hindrance on how Broly would act. In the past movies, Broly was this vicious evil character that just liked to kill and destroy anything no matter the consequences, especially when he goes into his berserk form. But in the new Broly movie, it's shown that Broly doesn't even really care about fighting. So would this be something he'd even be interested in doing? After all, what else does he have to fight for? His father, I guess? He was banished from his planet, so what all really does he care about? And would he even care to fight while in the tournament period? Well, in all honesty, I don't think that would be the case. After all, he is a true Saiyan, so it's in his blood to fight. So how would he match up against the universe's strongest fighters? Well, let's take a few things into account. Goku and Vegeta had to fuse into Gogeta in order to stop him, and that was in their blue form as well. And that wasn't easy whatsoever. So I think Broly could not only take most of the universe's fighters, but I believe he could probably do it without needing assistance. But how would he stack up against Jiren? Well, here are some statistics that prove each of their strength. Broly was able to defeat Goku and Vegeta in their Super Saiyan Blue form. He was also able to take on Gogeta until eventually losing when he went blue. He was also able to defeat Golden Frieza, which is, a task in itself as well. Jiren was able to hold off Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue times 20 Kaioken form. He's able to go through Hit's time cage, defeat Kale easily while she's in her enraged Super Saiyan form, and was able to take on a full-powered Final Flash from Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So it's easily said that Jiren could take Broly in a one-on-one, that's no question whatsoever. However, at the end of the Tournament of Power, it took full power Goku and Frieza to finally eliminate Jiren, so I think with just one other teammate, Broly could take out Jiren as well. In my opinion, there's not one fighter other than Jiren that Broly couldn't take in a one-on-one just because of his sheer power alone. Sure, his track record isn't the biggest compared to Jiren's, but if Broly was to replace Frieza on Universe 7's team, there's no doubt that they would have rinsed through that Tournament of Power a lot quicker. And that's it for today's What If video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe. I was actually thinking about doing more conspiracy type videos with Dragon Ball and the characters within it, and, you know, some of the situations and stuff like that. But, you know, if you guys like this What If series, then leave a comment down below and tell me which one you would like to know next. This is Dragon Ball Media, and I will be seeing you guys in the next video.